Well, I just arrived at my new job location in Needles, California. To my surprise, I rolled up right on a little conflict on the neighbors, it looks like. Here's the driveway we'll be doing. We're gonna be removing some of this walkway here. We are gonna leave a planter still along the house. And so that concrete comes out. We're gonna have about a 1 foot little planter right along this chain link. This concrete's coming out. Basically all this concrete in the back is coming out, and they may have had a large tree back here one time. You can see how this is all raised up. And then they put concrete over the top of it to try to get the slope away. So that's coming out, all this. Ugh. Wow, look at this concrete out settled here. Big sinkhole under there probably. Could be from the sewer. It's all coming out. We're coming up to the level of that garage floor.
How are you?
Mike, how's it going?
Good.
Hi, this is David Odell with Odell Complete Concrete. I'm pulling the tractor out of the trailer and heading into the backyard to start breaking up some concrete. So these are some old bags of concrete that'll go same place as the concrete we're going to break out. This concrete's going to get recycled, crushed, and then used for a road base. So far I haven't had to use the breaker. This concrete's pretty thin. There's no reinforcement in it, so it's popping right up. I did leave a little blooper in this video. Doug and Eric kind of got into it, you know, horse playing around, and you'll get to see that. It was a very dangerous situation, really. Here's a big hole underneath the concrete that once we started lifting the concrete, a big sinkhole was under there. We don't know exactly what it was from, but we found some old cans and some other stuff in there. We didn't really do a full cavity search on it, but it was interesting.
Ice House? I ain't never heard of that.
Hey, there's something gotta be down.
Anybody know what kind of beer that is? I think it says Ice House. Not sure. I haven't really seen those at the liquor store, so I don't know what year it even came from, or it might even be like a malt liquor. Not too sure about it, but anybody knows, let me know in the comments. In this area right here, there's still going to be a dirt area for a future planter bed. There's a neat looking stove right there to the left. old cast iron. Here's some concrete going around the side of the house. We're just going to make a cut because this concrete goes beyond that wood picket fence. So we don't want to try to lift that concrete up without cutting it first. Otherwise, we're going to break all the wood pickets off. So right now the first load is off on its way to the dump. And while Doug's driving to the dump, we're just going to keep breaking concrete up and get it ready to load. So as we started breaking this concrete off, they have two layers. They had one layer on top of the original concrete to try to correct the slope of it because it was actually settling. The reason it was settling from the looks of it is this house is on a raised foundation, so it has a crawl space underneath it, and it looks like it started to fail on this side of the house, so it was starting to sink down. And you'll get to see the wood. The wood's kind of rotted out under there. So once we got all this concrete out, the homeowner went ahead and put some pressure treated 2x8s under there to replace all that before we put the new concrete in. This house was built in 1905. This saw cut here is out near the front of the street. We're going to cut off, we're going to save that concrete, the sidewalk at the front of the house. So all this stuff on the side is going to be removed. We're going to get one big large chunk of concrete driveway. It's going to be 14 foot wide and it's about 120 feet long. We ended up using 30 yards of concrete on this job. The concrete on this side area right here was pretty thick, pretty well done originally. Now here's the laser level getting set up. This way we can check to see where we're going to slope and where we've got to move dirt. Basically our benchmark is going to be the garage floor. That's going to be what we're going to kind of go off of. That is one key elevation that we need. And then also the back door of the house is another key elevation. And then of course the city sidewalk is your next elevation. Everything else can be moved. We've got about 2 feet of slope from that garage all the way to the city sidewalk, so we have plenty of slope on this. A lot of times when you get into these older homes with the detached garages, there's not enough slope from the detached garage to the street, but in this case it was well thought out when they put that secondary building in the back. Now on the box out for the planter area, the new planter area, it's going to have a 45-degree angles on the corners. So you can see how we cut it on a 45 there, and we went 3 foot back from the intersecting corners of the lines, 3 feet in each direction. Now I'm taking a measurement here. That way my other side will be the exact same measurement. If I have a good square form and it's 3 foot back from the corner, it should be the same length on that angle. And it was. So that's going to be the only dirt area left, right there where the trash cans are and barbecue. Right here, we're 10 feet out from the garage. On the other side, away from the house, we're going to be 8 feet out. Because we're so close to the chain link fence right in this area, actually all the way down, you can't really nail it from the back side through the stake. So you could either use screws from the inside or you can use common nails. What we're gonna do is, because I have the Milwaukee nail gun, battery powered, we're just gonna slam them in from the inside face right through the wood stake, which is gonna work out real nice. And the nice thing about the nail gun is you're not loosening the stakes up with every blow of the hammer. It's just a quick pop and you're done. So we're focusing on the back area. We kind of measured out how far 2 loads of concrete would take us. So we went about 1,600 square feet. We just focused on that area, getting it prepped. Because I'm going to do this in 2 pours. The first day I'm going to pour 16 or 20 yards. The second day I ended up pouring 9 yards to finish it up. So we will have a cold joint down here somewhere, wherever the first 2 loads run out. Because the lot is a little higher on the right side, over the years the dirt has kept sloughing through that chain link and building up this left side of the driveway here. So that's really where we had to take the dirt from. All the dirt came out of the left side and moved to the right side. It was just a matter of moving dirt around. There's no dirt to remove at all. Fortunately, we were able to use wood stakes on this one. It's always easier to use a wood stake than a steel stake. The nice thing about a wood stake is that you can nail it, you know, anywhere you want. You don't have to line up your stake with a hole to drive it into the wood. You just put the nail wherever you want on that stake. So this is the same footprint as what we've removed on the left side. So we still have that planter bed along the house. Now down here we have what looks to be a water meter. There's a concrete enclosure that we're going to have to adjust. You can see the top of it a little bit there on the right, lower. What I'm going to do, because I am going to tailgate this with concrete, I'm just going to back the trucks in. I'm going to leave that box down low and span it with some 2x12s. And that way, when I bring my trucks in, it won't break the box or whatever's in it. Then on my last load, I'll work the details out and get that thing up to grade. So right here, as I was moving the dirt, I just found a hard chunk of concrete that was buried. It was a little bit too high to leave, so I ended up trying to break it out. We ended up getting it out. We think it might have been a fence post for some reason right there at one point in time. This house is about 120 years old, 125, somewhere in that neighborhood. So a lot of things could have, this whole front yard could have been completely different.
Go dig a hole in the backyard and bury everything.
So it was such a big hole, we ended up leaving a lot of the broken concrete in the hole, and we just wet it and wheel rolled it, recompacted it in there. Some of it we had to remove because it was too high to begin with, so some of it's going out. And we did need some extra dirt, so we found some nice spots here in the back. We displaced the dirt with the chunks of concrete and the dirt we needed to bring it up throughout the entire driveway. Once the concrete truck's back over all this, then you'll know it's really compacted well. At least where the tires are. This whole job was running a little bit deep, deeper than 4 inches. But I figured, well, if I can just get it all with 3 full loads, then there's really no point bringing dirt in. If I had to go 4 loads, then I would have brought dirt in. So here it is. Now the position of this box is really kind of bad to get into this driveway. It's basically right where the tires of the concrete truck would go over. So I'm gonna leave it in like it is, and I'm gonna put 2x12s over it. But what I inevitably end up doing on my last load, which is the second pour day, I ended up shifting the box over as far as I could and still have access to that sewer clean out, because that's what it is. It's actually a sewer clean out. So I just shifted the whole box over just so I could have enough room to get between the picket fence and the box with the tires of the truck. And it worked out well, and you'll get to see that pour. This is actually a 2-part video, so this is going to be setup and wire mesh installation. The next one's going to be the complete pour. What I did here is I just put a wood stake down the outside face of those pickets and nailed a 2x4 to it. So there's a little space there when I strip. The pickets weren't perfectly straight, or the entire fence there. So probably in the middle it's about 3 inches off to concrete. Both ends it's probably about 2 inches off. Here's the wire mesh installation we've already compacted. We ended up using 3 rolls of wire, 150 feet long by 5, to cover this entire area. Oh, right here, Doug lost it. At that end, I was holding the near side where you can't see me. He lost it and it started rolling back. So I had to let my end go. Otherwise, it would all came back on top of me. So that's why it's crucial on wire mesh to always watch what you're doing, because if it gets away from one person while you're rolling it out, it would actually pierce you when it comes back. Those wires are cut and they're sticking out about 3 or 4 inches. So if that hits you, it's gonna hurt. I'm going to show you in the video why you never want to do any kind of horseplay on the job sites, how dangerous it can be. And Eric's going to prove that pretty soon here.
Yeah, you could go a little longer.
Fucking short, dude. See?
Yeah, go overlap on this one.
I knew you were
Yeah. Right there.
I knew you were wrong, Eric. It works. You're short on that end too, aren't you? You just went all the way over. I knew you were wrong again. Used to, so don't worry. Not mad at you. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
That's why you never want to mess around on a job site. That could have been a lot worse than it was. This video was probably a few weeks ago, and I've been working with Eric since on other projects. So he didn't get hurt on it, luckily, but it could have been worse. Like, what if there was some stakes right behind him sticking up, or what if you're working with rebar? So it's never a good idea to be messing around like that on a job, because you could get seriously injured quickly. Things can go from good to really bad really quick. So this is looking good. We're looking good for the pour. Make sure you stay tuned for part 2 of this, and that we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to show you both pours simultaneously in the next video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you thought, how you would have handled that, or what you could have done differently to prevent something like that from happening on a job. Anyway, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.